Hello everyone, welcome back to another reaction video, and today we are back with another AITAH TV. Now, it is still Jingle Jam. AITAH is going to be going live today when this comes out, the 13th, 12th. The 12th of December. Yes, the 12th of December at around 8 o'clock apparently. So go show AITAH a ton of love. Be on his stream, on his Twitch. Go show a ton of love to his fundraiser as well. And if you want to come chill out with us, we are still live as well until the end of Jingle Jam. So come and show some love. The video we have today is judging toxic relationships. R/am I the arsehole? Number 7. I've not watched 1 through 6. We're starting with 7. Let's go.
Right, so get your nose pegs and your hazmat suits out because today we are judging more Am I the A-hole posts.
I don't understand
this
that
one
bit.
Is Toxic Relationship
Oh,
Edition. So let's just jump straight into it.
Very good.
All right, first up, am I the a-hole for telling my wife
Okay, this is going to be fun.
Be quiet? So I, a 43-year-old man, am married to Christy, a 43-year-old woman. We have a daughter in 8th grade, a 13-year-old called Ava, and a 9-year-old son who shall not be named. All fake names, by the way. Kind of weird that they just didn't name their son.
Anyway.
I get that sometimes parents are like, oh, you know, we'll have the kid, we'll try a few names out, see what sticks, see what works with them. But I feel like as a 9-year-old, after 9 years, you should have found something. Or maybe at age 9, the son is so profoundly evil that he just shall not be named.
I think they have a name. He's probably just forgotten to put it in.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not too scared to say it.
Fear of a name only increases fear.
Maybe the son isn't relevant in the story, and that's why he hasn't been named.
Itself.
Anyway, moving on. Ava has been wanting to go to boarding school for high school for a while now, since August. There's nothing going on at her regular school, but she really just wants to try boarding school. She's done a bunch of research on where she wants to go and stuff like that. Okay. Personally, I think that it would be a good thing for her to try and thought Christy would agree, but I guess not. Is this more of a girls thing? I remember growing up, all of my sisters all individually went through a period where they really wanted to go to boarding school, but it did not appeal to me at all. Anyway, Christy immediately shut the idea down and started talking about, oh, she'll only be around for X more years anyway, and stuff like that. She didn't entertain the idea of her living at school at all. I thought she was being kind of closed-minded, but she didn't want to hear any of it. To be fair, that's pretty much what my parents always said to my siblings. They'd be like, all right, well, from about 18 onwards, you're going to go off to uni, and then after, you're probably going to have your own house, so we're barely going to see you. Let us enjoy being together as much as possible as a family whilst we can. And so none of them actually ended up going to boarding school. I was getting kind of frustrated trying to...
I always just thought boarding school was a heckin' lot more expensive. No? I didn't really ever think of it like from what Arthur's just said. I just always thought it was really fucking expensive to go to a boarding school.
Argue my point, and Christy just kept talking over me, and I told her to be quiet for 1 damn second. She didn't want to stop anymore after that. Am I the a-hole? This didn't happen all that long ago, so I want to see if I'm wrong here. Edit, accidentally put real name in. Oh, I wonder if that's why I deleted his son's name. I mean, I kind of wish I'd seen how this played out because be quiet for 1 damn second is a little bit rude. Like, if someone keeps talking over you, I get that can be frustrating, but I feel like first you should have just been like, hold on, how about you hear?
I don't necessarily think you're an arsehole for saying it. I think you've probably just, you've let frustration get the better of you, I guess. I don't necessarily think, by the way, feel free to play along with this. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your opinions are. I don't necessarily think saying, well, it is rude. Be quiet for 1 goddamn second is rude. But I don't think that necessarily makes you an arsehole.
Me out entirely.
I don't know.
And then I'll give you all the time and space to reply without interrupting you.
It's just,
like, let's both say what we're thinking
it's not
and how we're feeling.
Conversation,
and, take it a bit slower. But this maybe seems a little over-aggressive. And also, saying she was closed-minded. Was she closed-minded or did she just really disagree? Because looking back at my parents, I don't think they were closed-minded for not wanting my sisters to go to boarding school. They were just like, we don't really want it. Like, we want our kids to be home for the majority of this period of their lives. We want to be there as parents for them, you know? And like, did she shut the idea down or did she just disagree? Because yeah, disagreeing is fine, but her speaking over you, not great. But you snapping at her, not greater. So I'm leaning towards a-hole here. All right, what do the comments say?
I mean, I guess out of the two, I mean, it's a difference in opinion at the end of the day. If it is completely shut down, then I guess that's not a difference in opinion. That's the wife kind of being like, no, my way goes. But if it's a difference of opinion and it's just happened I don't know. It's a difficult one. They probably are the arsehole out of the two, but I still wouldn't think of them as an arsehole, you know? They've just let frustration get the better of them.
Couple of levels. First, for snapping at your wife.
Yeah.
Second, for trying to push something as massive as boarding school on her. This is a big decision. You don't force your point or belittle your wife to get there. A 13-year-old is not mature enough to decide her education and living arrangements yet. This is not a 2-against-1 situation. This is you and your wife.
Yeah,
Also,
I
when
do
Christy
agree.
says she'll only be around for X number of years anyway, are you mainly interested in getting your teen out of the house? If so, you're the a-hole on all levels. Edited to remove wife's real name. Also, he didn't put the son's real name in and just delete it. He wrote his wife's real name in the Reddit post and still forgot his son's name. I feel like these things are kind of
Jesus
stacking
Christ.
up against this guy here. And
yeah,
this is
maybe
kind of what
then.
I'm
I don't
thinking.
know.
The snapping, the kind of being like, oh, you disagree, but taking massive issue with the fact that she disagrees. She's
Yeah,
allowed
that's
to.
the
And maybe I
concern.
feel this argument a little bit stronger because I kind of felt the same. Like I heard my family making the same argument, but the whole like, they're only going to be around for a couple of years. Do you really want to ship them out the house? Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. I have friends.
I don't think that's the only thing I would argue against that is if I was in that position, I don't think it's personally shipping them out of the house. I think it's more if this is what they want to try, I'm happy to let them try. I don't know. It's a strange one.
And
It's
had a
just,
great time in there.
I guess
They
it's
still spend loads
perspective
of time with their
based.
family, but I understand the argument. Yes,
Yeah.
Bonnie, all of that. Also, I could not imagine my husband ever getting on social media to ask if he was an a-hole.
Yeah,
because
that's-
he yelled at me about an important decision in our child's life and accidentally used my name. Dude,
the rest
bad
of it is
look.
not
You're
great.
the a-hole. Also, get off Reddit and talk to your wife like an adult, calmly. It reads more like he
Yeah, this
yelled at
is-
her because she
yeah.
kept talking over him and wouldn't let him get a word in edgewise. I get that. My wife interrupts me all the time and it drives me nuts. Again, it's the problem with one-sided storytelling. Was she really
Yeah, that's the
interrupting him a
thing.
lot? In which case, he's got... I mean, he still shouldn't snap at her, but, the mitigating circumstances are there. Or was she just constantly disagreeing and he was getting frustrated and butthurt about it? But yeah, I mean, the fact that he did run to Reddit to tell this story, when he
Yeah.
snapped at her and they were talking about a really important decision in their daughter's life, like, and especially the fact that he put his wife's actual name in it. The whole thing is just pretty lame, isn't it? Okay, we've got a balanced one here. Everyone sucks here. You're not listening to your wife's
that
hard
what that
no.
stands
This
for?
is a 2 yes, 1 no situation. Wife said no, end of discussion. Your wife shouldn't have spoken over you. You shouldn't have told her to be quiet. I mean, I think I agree there. I think one parent should be able to veto something like shipping your
Yeah.
child off to boarding school. But at the same
It is very much so a situation in that sense of you either both agree or no one agrees. So I do understand that. And obviously you can have the conversation to try and persuade the other person, but at the end of the day, if one person is dead set against it, it probably should be the case of, all right, we don't do this then.
same time, you're allowed to have a big discussion about it and be like, hey, hear me out. Hard to say how much of
What
an
do you
a-hole your
guys
wife was
think?
being without watching her
What are we
behavior.
saying?
But I'm definitely starting to think Opie is an a-hole regardless. I agree. Doesn't matter if the no came from dad or mum. Something that affects everyone's lives like this needs to be 2 yeses or you can't send the kid away. Oh, damn. Now you both know why the kid wants to try boarding school. Yeah, this is how my
You know
parents
what?
argue all the time. I'd want to be out of there too. Damn, yeah, I hope this wasn't all in front of the kid as well. That's so embarrassing. But you know what? On this one, I think I've decided you are the a-hole. As always, by the way, we're going to be keeping
I would
score, so let me
probably
know your score
agree.
at the end. And let me know in the comments what you thought of each post and my opinions. But that is 1-0 to the a-holes. All right, next up. Am I the a-hole for making my sick husband clean up his vomit? That does sound mean to begin with. Let's see what the story is. Throwaway. My husband has been dealing with a stomach bug of some kind the last few days. Vomiting, diarrhea, nausea, etc. And I've been taking care of him in the house and kids by myself because of it, which is a lot of work with 2 under 5. This morning, my husband wanted to try eating something, so I made him toast as requested. As he was on the couch nibbling on his breakfast, I was making our toddlers their breakfast and feeding them when I hear him violently gagging in the other room. He had been hanging out in the living room during this entire illness, so he had a trash can there in case he had to puke or whatever. I called out to him to remember to use it or go to the bathroom if he thought he was going to vomit. He didn't listen and threw up all over the floor and got some on the couch.
No, I don't think
that's
they're the
so
arsehole at
grim.
all.
That's such an ick as well. Like having 2 kids under 5 and you've got a third big baby who's just chundering everywhere next door. I mean, how hard is it
What
to
the
know
fuck
when
was
it's
that
coming?
sound?
I don't think I rarely ever get like tummy sick. I don't know why I was using
I talk about this with friends fairly regularly. I don't think I've thrown up from being like sick in maybe like 18 years. I do not remember the last time I like actually threw up from being like poorly. I've thrown up from hangovers, don't get me wrong. But actually, like, being sick, never, ever.
Tummy. I don't ever get tummy sick. Like, I never really throw up, even when I'm like drinking or hungover and stuff. So I don't really know how much you can anticipate it. But whenever I do, on the rare occasion, I can tell when it's coming. I get like at least a minute's warning. My mouth starts salivating and my stomach starts cramping and stuff.
start to feel like
as
here
an
more.
adult, when you're ill as well, not even like, it's not like he's just absolutely battered, passed out on the sofa, like without a clue what's really going on. Like he's fully sober, but just ill. Surely he can tell when he's about to be sick. I mean, I'm not saying it can't catch you off guard, but also if you're in a state where it's catching you off guard, you should be hugging the
big
trash can, if not the toilet. Anyway, let's keep reading. Husband then comes into where I'm feeding our kids and says he's going to go to our room so I can clean up his puke. I hope he said that in a very nice, grateful way, because just walking in, just being like, I was sick, I'm going to go upstairs, you clean it up, is unbelievably rude. That's like the kind of thing you do when you're like 7 years old and you're standing in your parents' doorway like, Mom, I'm sick again. Where, honey? Everywhere.
I hope you don't mean that.
We actually watched
and
Home
even
Alone
then, actually,
yesterday. That's
7 years
great.
old is pushing it, let alone a full-grown adult. I said absolutely not. There was really no reason for him to vomit all over the floor, so he needed to take care of it. I had been cleaning up all weekend already without complaining when he was getting sick by surprise, but he has plenty of time to prepare for this and not make a mess. I mean, yeah, if he's constantly getting sick by surprise, he just shouldn't be standing somewhere where it can just spray everywhere. Husband is now all mad at me for not showing him a good bedside manner. It's a weird way of saying it.
Absolutely
so
not.
Am I the a-hole? I mean,
Absolutely
no. I feel
not.
like if your wife is doing all that
Very
already and looking
easily
after your
not
two
the
kids,
arsehole.
the least you could do is do your best to avoid making more mess. And I mean, even ignoring his wife, why would he not want to do that himself? Why would he want to be in a position where if he feels like he's going to throw up spontaneously again, which has already happened several times, there's nowhere for it to go other than absolutely bloody everywhere. Like,
If I'm ever feeling a little bit sick, again, I don't throw up ever, but if I'm ever feeling a tiny bit sick, best believe I'm knelt in front of the toilet, not doing fucking anything, trying to like get it in the toilet, you know? Never in a million years would I sit there just on the sofa. Oh, I don't even want to say it, but not a chance. Absolutely not a chance.
stupid Family Guy scene.
Who wants chowder?
All right, what do the comments say? You had to remind him to vomit in the bin or the bathroom. This is what stood out to me too. I've been so violently sick before that I couldn't make it to the bathroom and throw up in the hallway. So I know it's not always possible to control it. Okay, good to know. But you know what?
Yeah, but
I also
there you go.
did?
Cleaned
Cleaned
up
that up
yourself.
myself because A, I'm an adult that can clean up after myself, and B, I didn't want to potentially expose anyone else to my horrible stomach bug germs. Your husband is being selfish and inconsiderate, not the a-hole. Yeah, that's true as well.
Facts.
His stomach bug. I mean, all of the bad stuff is in that vomit that's going everywhere because it came from his stomach. And he's like, oh yeah, you go 1 foot away and sponge it up off the floor and off the sofa whilst I go chill upstairs and play FIFA. Goodness me. I don't have to remind my 9-year-old to puke in the toilet. My 9-year-old is smarter than your grown-ass husband, not the a-hole. He did that shit on purpose.
Yeah, I kind of
cannot imagine living with a man who knows he's sick, thinks he's going to throw up, and then throws up on the floor instead of the bin provided. Yeah, I mean, this feels like a very easy one-sided case. Husband should, at the very least, have a trash can on him. Why am I saying trash can? These Americanisms
Trash
really bleed
can.
through in these videos. He should have a bin on him or be in the bathroom already. And if he is sick and it goes everywhere, he should be the one cleaning it up. Not expecting his wife, who's already looking after 2 kids, to do it for him. So yeah, very easy, not the a-hole. Which means
Facts.
it's 1-1.
Come on.
I'd be very surprised if any of you guys disagreed with that one. All right, next up. Am I the a-hole for making fun of my boyfriend's penis? I mean, right away, it sounds kind of mean. Let's figure out why they did it. Penis. So up front, my boyfriend has an awesome
Jesus
penis. Don't think I've ever
Sure.
heard that as an adjective. That makes it sound like I haven't got an awesome one.
penis.
Prove it. Let's see your penis.
I just mean I don't think anyone would describe it like that. Oh, moving on. It's not huge or anything. About 7 inches we measured.
We
Do
measured.
we need that much detail? And fairly girthy. Do we need that much detail as well? Oh, Lord. But it is really, really even comically small when it's flaccid. Like 2 inches.
Massive, dude.
Why is she giving us such precise
this is
measurements?
ridiculous.
We don't need to know this. In the privacy of our relationship, I playfully make fun of it all the time, and he doesn't mind because he knows that he pleases me in bed. However, he has complained in the past about how much he hates locker room moments when other dudes see it and assume he's hung like a grape, even though he's not. I never heard hung like a grape either. Thank goodness. What the hell even is this post? So the other night we were having dinner with friends and played a game where we pull word cues out of a hat. Not in front of friends, surely.
Yeah, okay.
One of the cues was something like...
it was getting to a point of, no, you're not the arsehole if, like, he's comfortable with the jokes. But as soon as you include in front of friends...
like, things that are short, and I write down, my boyfriend's penis. They were all read aloud, and when it's revealed that I wrote that particular answer, the room explodes in laughter. My boyfriend tries to brush it off. Oh, you got me, haha, and laughs with everyone else. Then one of my boyfriend's male friends, who he goes to the gym with, slaps him on the back and tells him, oh, we've all seen it. We still love you, bro. More laughter. I was gonna say, if it ended with her joking about my boyfriend's penis being small, like, that's just such common, easy banter. Like, if you're taking that seriously as a guy, you need to get over yourself. But the friend doubling down and being like, oh, we've all seen it, does add an air of seriousness to it. Although the girlfriend, assuming it's a girlfriend, couldn't possibly have known that was coming. So after we get back to his place, my boyfriend...
I just think that there's going to be things in a relationship that you're comfortable between each other and potentially not comfortable with that same humor going outside of it, with getting other people involved. And I feel like with this kind of thing, if he's mentioned before that he's uncomfortable with kind of the locker room banter and it being like in front of other people, I think at that point you're kind of overstepping. You're kind of yeah. I don't know. I feel like that is...
tells me that it bothers him.
I would go as far as saying they are the arsehole
because they'd all seen his flaccid penis in the locker room. He said that they made fun of him in the past and he's had to brush it off for years because he feels that denying it would make a bigger deal out of it than it is and has to silently take it. He has said that by making that joke, all I've done was reinforce the perception and that it would just fuel the teasing. He wasn't mad, just disappointed. That's a sad line to hear as well.
Not mad. I'm just disappointed.
He said that he would never make fun of me if I had something unappealing about my body because he would never want to give me a negative impression about myself, that he would tell me I was beautiful no matter what. Oh, I mean, this is tough. Like, part of me's going like, who actually cares, bro? What difference does it make how big your friend...
I agree. To be fair, who gives a shit? It is what it is. Body positivity and all that kind of stuff. But it's not always as easy as that, right? If someone has told you that it makes them uncomfortable, you should respect that no matter what. You know, and I do agree with Arthur. She wasn't to know that that was gonna happen. But I think it's just, I think it's she is the arsehole in this situation, but she's not an arsehole. It's teetering the edges, but it's just it's a momentary lapse of judgment, I guess, is the answer. But
think it is, unless they want it, and evidently it's doing its job just fine. But at the same time, this is something he feels insecure about. Don't really want to completely invalidate his feelings. Yeah. Anyway, I felt really, really bad when he said that. I've apologized and things are fine now, but I think that maybe he's blowing this out of proportion. Am I the a-hole, or should
if
he
he's
maybe
uncomfortable,
not take
then
this
it's
so
not out of
seriously?
proportion.
I mean, yeah, this one overall isn't
feelings.
that deep, but I think I'd side on the guy's feelings. Like, he has said that he hates the fact that other dudes see it and assume that he's hung like a grape, whatever that means. I mean, I can kind of picture it, but let me not picture that too long. And of course, it's not too long. It's a grape. Sure. But anyway, yeah, he said that he doesn't like other people having that perception of him. So to like reinforce that perception in front of his friends, I'm thinking maybe you're the a-hole. Like, evidently he's already indicated that there's a bit of insecurity here, and you are essentially playing on that in front of his friends for a laugh. So yeah, even though I don't think inherently like, oh, you've got a small dick in a relationship is like that deep, and among friends, like, it's just the most common basic banter that is just everywhere all the time since everyone was kids, basically. But knowing that this kind of thing upsets him, I think maybe you're an asshole for bringing
Probably
it up.
shouldn't have
All right,
pushed
let's see
it,
what the
yeah.
comments say. You're the a-hole. Teasing him between you two is one thing, but publicly making fun of his penis, especially when he's mentioned insecurity in locker rooms, etc., was not cool and kind of a betrayal. It
I
would
don't know
have
if I
only
go
been
as
okay
far
if you
as
had
saying it's a betrayal, but I understand their point.
inserted the word flaccid and or immediately after the jibe from his friend, you defending him with, yeah, but that's just because he's a grown
Yeah,
not a
that's
shower.
true actually.
Or
If she did then defend him and say something else, I think that changes it a lot, and I don't think the guy would have minded as much. But the fact that by the sounds of it, she just left it and
thing that didn't emasculate him and prey on his insecurity. Edit. The more I think about it, I don't know if anything would have made this okay, but it could have been not as mean at least. Yeah, I get like knowing he's insecure, bring it up in the first place. But yeah, when it was read out and everyone laughed, if you joked and been like, oh, that was clearly just a joke, like you said, saying these are grown, not a show, or just being like, obviously that's a joke, he's hung like a horse. Just like backing him up in any way could have really helped him out there. But leaving him to die a death of 1,000 laughs.
yeah,
That was probably too mean. Adding to this, I don't even think it's funny for you to tease him when it's just the two of you. Imagine if he teased you about having a loose vagina or saggy labia. Oh, but this just again feels... I really don't like reading these words out to a microphone.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
My personal definition of love is my dad being a mere bicep curl away from eating my mum out. There's too much genitalia in this post for my liking. It's just a joke because you're only super loose when you're really turned on. Come on, girl. I mean, yeah, she's saying I playfully make fun of it all the time and he doesn't mind. As in, like, doesn't affect him at all or doesn't affect him enough for him to speak out and be like, actually, this kind of hurts my feelings. Because, I mean, it completely depends on what kind of relationship you have. Some couples take the piss out of each other all the time. Some people don't. Again, it's up to each couple to be like, this is what I'm okay with you joking about. This is what I'm not okay with you joking about. If he says it's fine in private, fair enough. But yeah, given he's insecure about it in terms of the way other people see it and you in front of everyone, we're like, ha, yeah, he's got a small one, confirming it. I think you're the a-hole. Very much you're the a-hole. And how dare you claim he's overreacting, considering he seemed to react very calmly and reasonably and was quick to forgive you, considering how incredibly out of line you were. Yeah, I mean, blowing this out of proportion, he basically just explained that it bothered him, said that he would never do something like that to you, and that he wasn't mad, just disappointed. And also, you apologized and things are fine, so he forgave you as well. So how is he possibly blowing this out of proportion?
Just calm down.
I am calm.
This is like the most calm and measured response he could possibly have given, especially given how much it clearly hurt him. And you know what? Again, I'm getting the like, why are you posting this on Reddit thing again? Like, you hurt his feelings. He felt insecure about things. He explained it to you and you apologized.
Yeah, especially if you've just sorted it out between you as well. It doesn't really need a Reddit post, does it?
You should just be like, yeah, I was out of line. I upset you. I didn't mean to upset you. I should have been aware. Why are you coming to Reddit and be like, guys, is he taking it too seriously? Like, why do you care so much about invalidating the way he feels? Yeah, that's such a good point. You know what? This is making me think serious a-hole. So I'm gonna lock in my answer. You should have known. You shouldn't have done it, and you shouldn't have come to Reddit to invalidate his feelings. You're the a-hole. So it is now 2-1
There is a
to the
disrespect to
a-holes.
boundaries, yes.
It is actually rare that we have a-holes taking the lead in this series because obviously everyone's writing these posts from their own one-sided opinion. Can the not the a-holes claw it back? Let's find out. All right, next. Am I the a-hole for demanding that my husband pick my needs over his parents and let them feel cold for a bit? So I, a 35-year-old woman, am currently 37 weeks pregnant, congratulations, and due for a planned C-section at the end of the week due to some complications with my baby. I was a C-section baby. I actually came out feet first as a result and went...
I didn't realize that C-sections were like not uncommon, but I feel like so many people get C-sections, but I don't know now. I don't know.
Dark purple because I breathed in liquids and was in a box for the first 2 weeks of my life. Don't know why I told you that. I'm not trying to rub an ump. Don't worry, I don't remember it. Although my mum used to blame the fact that I was in that box and therefore didn't have much human contact for the first 2 weeks of my life for my unusual social skills. And who knows, she might be right. Now back to the Reddit posts.
Should be on something there.
So my husband's a 35-year-old male. Parents are here to help with a newborn baby. Since they've come through, all that's happened is that I now have to cook for 4 instead of 2 and clean up after everyone. But these are not the major issues. They sound pretty major. The parents are coming over to help with the newborn baby.
And they're not doing anything.
At 37 weeks pregnant, cooking and cleaning for everyone. What are they doing? 35. How old are the parents?
Okay.
Possibly retired? Are they going to work? Probably not. If they're here, is that like they've sort of come over to stay? I don't know. But either way, if they're coming around to help out, why aren't they helping? I mean, maybe we'll find out. The issue is that they can't stand the cold. It's currently autumn where I am and going into winter. I warned them before they came that it would be cold. The house is heated to 20 degrees centigrade, a great temperature. My room right now is 19, so it's even warmer than it is in here. But that doesn't seem to be enough for them. And she complains about the cold at least 5 times a day. Now, I've been running hot, probably because of the pregnancy, and 20 degrees centigrade is borderline too much for me. I'm walking around in my summer clothes. I've asked them and given them extra layers to put on so they feel warmer, which until yesterday, she refused to put on. That's the major thing. Like, if it's too cold for some people, the people who are cold can put on a dressing gown or a jumper or extra thick socks. If you're too hot and you've already got barely anything on, it's really hard to get much colder. And I feel like that's not even factoring into the fact that she's pregnant. So last night, they visited some relatives and I didn't go as I was feeling too tired. And she took the opportunity to complain to my husband about how cold she's been feeling. So the moment he came home at night, he turned on the heater. I warned him that it would get too hot at night for me, but he said, what else was he supposed to do? And kept the heater on. I mean, get his mum a hot water bottle, get her a dressing gown, get her some thick fluffy socks. Who doesn't like wearing thick fluffy socks? Get her an extra blanket. I don't know, anything other than boil your wife and soon to be born child to death. He turned.
Realistically, the most important situation in this situation is that your pregnant wife is comfortable. No? 37 weeks. Probably like one of the most important times in the pregnancy, right? Would probably argue that you should probably do whatever you can to make sure she's set, rather than your mum, who, let's be honest, you can just tell, mum, grow up, she needs this. No?
It off before he slept, but it was so hot for me last night.
Also, she's been pregnant, your mum, so surely she would understand.
That I sweated through my clothes and bedclothes. And it isn't just this. When I said that we shouldn't have outside visitors till the baby gets his vaccinations because of his complications, and that no one should be allowed to kiss him on the face, he argued with me over it, saying that if someone was sick, they would let us know, and only that person could be excluded. As if every person is acutely aware of every single germ or virus or whatever that they're carrying. I think it's even valid for parents to do that without a kid with complications. My friend recently had a baby, and there was a very clear rule. No one kiss the baby in case you give it something. And there was no complications. The mum was just like, don't want to risk it. I mean, has your husband never heard of asymptomatic infection before? What a bizarre hill to die. Well, I mean, to let your child potentially die on. He did the same with me when I said that the midwives insisted that the baby should be sleeping in a room no warmer than 20 degrees centigrade. He argued with me that the kids in the tropics sleep in warmer rooms. And when his mum randomly dropped in the middle of a casual conversation that she was going to be carrying out an old tradition for the baby on the 28th day, he didn't even object and just accepted it. He's not even arguing with her at this point. He's arguing with the midwives, with the healthcare professionals. Also, this is such like scientific ignorance, like anecdotal. Okay, kids in the tropics might sleep in warmer rooms. Does he think that there are no complications whatsoever as a result? Even if it's a very small percentage, why risk it? And what the hell is this old tradition? Now, we had discussed this particular tradition previously, and he was totally against it then. But when his mum brought it up, he said that if she does it, it won't hurt anybody and it will make her happy, which is true. But I said that if we don't set any boundaries in the beginning, then more and more of these traditions will crop up. What is this tradition? I'm so curious. What pisses...
I mean, I don't even think the tradition like matters. It's the fact that he's just gone blindly with what his mum said, no matter what she says, completely arguing everything his wife is saying and the midwives. Weird thing to argue about. This guy, she is not the arsehole, for one, very clearly, and the guy needs to actually grow the fuck up and stop sucking up to his mummy.
Me off about things like
this is mental.
Is that I'm only saying it to protect the baby, and it could actually harm the baby, and he still argues with me about it. He says it's just a discussion, but to me it feels like he thinks I'm being irrational and paranoid. I told him that I don't feel like he's on my team and that I'm being forced to do all the adjusting whilst he looks after his parents' comfort. He says I should adjust for a while till they can adjust to being here. Am I overreacting here? Am I the a-hole?
No, not in
This
the
again feels like a
slightest.
very obvious not the
Yeah.
a-hole, right? Like she is literally a pregnant woman prioritizing her comfort and the safety of the baby. Who in their right mind doesn't think that those two things should come first? And that's forgetting the fact that the parents aren't tidying up or helping with the cooking. All right, there's a bit of bonus information here. My husband has generally been supportive throughout the pregnancy and the complications that
fine.
we've had with the baby.
As he should be.
His parents are nice people and I generally like them. They've travelled halfway across the world to be here and can't be told to just go back just like that. He's trying to keep the peace, but all compromises seem to be falling on me. Usually it would have been my folks who came to help, but my mum passed away a couple of years ago and my sister will be here in February to help out. I mean, doesn't feel like that changed anything.
No, it doesn't. That, I'm not going to lie, is all irrelevant. So what if the husband's been great throughout the pregnancy? He's being a bell end now. No?
What do the comments say? Oh, honey, you having to cook for 4 people instead of 2 and doing all the cleanup is already a major issue. You are heavily pregnant. You should be the one catered to and not the one catering. Your husband is clearly a mummy's boy. He's repeatedly shown that he'll choose his mother over you. You need at least one person in your life who will put you first. He isn't that person, so be that person for yourself. Stop putting up with this bloody nonsense.
I do agree.
Not the a-hole. Wait, there's a flare saying asshole enthusiast. Okay, bon appetit, Tanuki07 then.
Nice.
Yeah, you have a husband problem. Tell him either they're here to help so he and they can do the laundry, shopping, cooking and cleaning, or they leave and he does the tasks. You're done caring for 2 extra people. You can make him wear a £50 vest for the weekend, can't take it off, so he gets a very, very small taste of what you're going through. Oh, and turn the heat on whilst he wears it. See how he likes sweating through everything and trying to sleep at night whilst there's kilos upon kilos that you have to drag along every time you turn over in bed.
My water's breaking!
Okay.
Ooh, go to
Jesus
your parents and
Christ.
remain there until his parents leave and allow no rituals. I want to know what the rituals are. Please tell us, OP. I'm so curious. I mean, yeah, what more is there to say? The husband should be
it's
doing more,
probably
his
the
parents
easiest
should
one
be
yet.
doing more, and you should be doing a lot less. You are categorically not the
Not
a-hole.
the a-hole.
Which brings it back again to a
all.
juicy 2-all. All right, next up. Am I the a-hole for being angry that my husband blew the candle out in the living room? Is it that deep? Let's find out. So I have a scented candle in the living room, and when I blow it out, I usually muffle it with a cover and take it outside to let the smoke/soot air out before I take it back inside. It's a little bit extra, but okay. I know the smoke/soot is toxic, so taking it outside to blow it out is an easy step to enjoy an also toxic scented candle while still being more proactive about what I'm breathing. It makes me feel better about it at least.
This person is a clean freak. Not arsehole, just, again, get over it.
I mean, I'm really already starting to think you're a massive overthinker. Like,
Yeah.
a bit of certain smoke in a room
it's
is
really
not
not
going to
gonna
do you
do
any
anything.
harm. I mean, if you're in a tiny room and there are loads of them, and when you blow a bunch out, it gets really smoky, like, fair enough, but
Sure.
this is excessive. But hey, if it's easy for you to take it outside and muffle
The
it,
thing is, though, I would fucking love to have a life that is my main concern. Like, this person has gone onto Reddit and asked whether they're an arsehole for getting angry that someone has blown out a candle. If that is my main concern in life, bro, relax. You're doing fine. You know? You're doing
you're
all
welcome
right.
to do that every
Don't
time you
worry
blow it
about
out.
it.
Well, I asked my husband to muffle it and take it outside to air it out. He kept asking why, and I explained the above. He hesitates and questions my request over and over. Eventually, he opens the muffled candle container so the smoke/soot escapes into the room. I'm freaking out now and angry at him because I specifically asked him to do it outside. He claims I'm not going to take a candle outside to blow it out. It feels like he deliberately chose to not care about my feelings or concerns. Am I the a-hole for overreacting and getting really angry at him?
You are overreacting. But I do understand the frustration of... Because realistically, right, taking the candle outside to let the smoke and soot air out, whatever you want to fucking call it, that's also not that deep to do. And realistically, if your partner has asked you to do it, why not just go and do it as well? That doesn't mean overreact and get really angry with him for not doing it. But I do I kind of see the perspective.
Yes. I mean, I can kind of get why you'd feel a little bit disrespected being like, hey, I'm going to ask you to do this tiny thing. Can you do it for me? It's important. I feel like in a relationship, most people would be like, this makes no sense to me, but
I'm
if you
just
really
gonna
feel
do it
that
anyway,
deeply
yes.
about it, fine. But also,
Like, for example, when like Meg accidentally once, I can't remember exactly what it was, but Meg basically, when we leave the flat, likes to check that appliances are off, unplugged, whatever it may be, like laptops are off the bed, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Fine. I don't personally understand it, but it is what it is. We go do our checks before we leave the flat, you know? It's that situation, realistically. It's that entire thing. You don't get it, but just fucking do it anyway.
so because it's so harmless and so irrelevant, the fact that he's not doing it is just not a big deal. The fact that you're freaking out and getting angry, really angry at him, is just a massive overreaction. Who cares that much? It's
I think
not that
honestly,
big of a
you
deal.
might both
I feel
be
like
the
you need
arseholes.
to maybe speak to a therapist about the thoughts you're having, where you're going like, you're this worried about the toxic fumes from one candle being blown out. You might be some sort of hypochondriac. Or maybe you've just been misinformed. Maybe you've seen a scary TikTok about the dangers of these toxins in the air, and you need to just look it up with some real scientific research and realize it's really not going to do you any harm. All right, what do the comments say? You sound really controlling. It's a candle, not a radiation barrel. Also, if you're worried about smoke and chemicals, what do you think happens when a candle is lit? You are the a-hole. If you don't want smoke, don't burn candles. If it's toxic when extinguished, wouldn't it also be toxic, if more so, when actually burning? Yeah, I mean, she's acknowledged that it's also a toxic scented candle, but it makes her feel better about it. I mean, if it's really this big of a deal, just don't have the candles in the first place. You're the a-hole. If you're going to be this anal about a candle, blow it out yourself or stop lighting it altogether.
Realistically, I mean, obviously, I love a candle. But if you're that worried about smoke and soot, surely you just get one of the like spray things that just scent the room every now and then, no? It's again, very, very
this
dramatic.
Seems so irrelevant for her to get this angry over. But not only that, she's come to Reddit to write this entire story to get people's opinions, to validate her her insane rage.
I mean, she obviously cares.
Irrational, illogical, unscientific, and a massive overreaction. You are the a-hole. Which means that the a-holes have taken the lead again. It's 3-2. All right, next up. Am I the a-hole? My husband will invite his family and friends over without telling me until that day. He then expects me to clean, run to the store, and prep and cook everything.
Already
I
not
finally
the
just
arsehole.
decided to leave the house the last time he told me because I only had 4 hours until their arrival. He cancelled.
No, fair
so the
fucking
thing is,
play.
his family is constantly judging and talking about each other. So when he says, it doesn't matter, they don't care, I know and he knows he's full of it. Also, it's not just tidying the house. We are not regularly stocked in food or drinks to have people over. When I got home, I asked what he was planning on having for dinner, and he responded, I don't know. I guess it's good that they aren't coming over anymore. Now he's sulking, saying that I'm the problem because I can't go with the flow. I've told him multiple times I just need a couple of days' notice to get things in order, but he insists that I'm just difficult, uptight, and uncooperative.
All of the not the arsehole ones have been so easily not the arsehole. Like, so unbelievably easily not the arsehole. It's obviously not.
Am I the a-hole?
Obviously,
I mean,
you're just...
No. Not your responsibility.
With a bellend.
If he's going to have people round, it's up to him to ensure that the fridge is stocked, that the meals are sorted, that the house is tidy. I mean, I can understand her being like, I want people to come around and be like, the house is tidy. And that would stress me out because I'd be like, well, I'm going to clean because people are coming over, but I don't feel like this is fair. I'm now having to clean extra because you've decided you're having people around. I have other shit to do, but I don't want them to come around to a messy house because that reflects badly on me, so now I have to clean. And the fact that he won't take any responsibility for it himself. I mean, 4 hours till their arrival, if he's going like, I've got 4 hours till they come round, and he's sitting there going like, if my wife isn't going to do all the prep, I'm not doing it, don't do it. Fair enough being like, we've got friends around, don't worry, I'm going to go to the shops and stuff. Do you want to come with me? Do you want to help me tidy? You're welcome to. But you don't have to. Then if I was a wife, I'd be like, oh yeah, you know what, I'll help out, I'll come with you if I've got time. But it's the expectation. And it's the fact that all the emphasis is on her and none of it is on him. What do the comments say? Not the a-hole. The fact that he cancelled instead of doing the prep work and hosting on his own proves that he knows how much work is involved in going with the flow. If he doesn't want to do it, why should you? I pray this marriage doesn't find me. I mean, you're a top 1% commenter on Reddit, so chances of you getting married, increasingly slim. The fact you've got Supreme Court Justice as a flower, like whatever it's called. Good luck, bud. I'm only joking.
I'm joking.
Happiness is out there for everyone. he just might not find it on Reddit. Not the a-hole.
No,
Ask him why he
probably would,
couldn't just
to be
go
fair.
with the flow and do
If
the
you're
work
top
himself.
1%er on Reddit, likely it is, you're probably going to find the most likely place you'll find something is Reddit. You know?
If it's so easy. Yeah, like he's on one hand going like, hey, it's not big of a deal. I'm not asking too much. It's easy. Just go with the flow. And when he's got to do it, he's got 4 hours to do it, he's like, whoa, what the hell? You can't just expect me to just go with the flow with only 4 hours notice. Like, there's a clear inconsistency here. Not the a-hole. Let him sulk. Keep doing this.
Yeah, I
also,
agree.
if your husband routinely acts like a spoiled child and his whole family is made up of a-holes, what are you doing in this relationship? This is the real question.
Yeah.
It is mad how many people are just married to absolute babies, isn't it? I mean, what else more is there to say? He knows how much of a big deal it is because he won't do it himself, and he's gaslighting you into thinking that it's easy. He doesn't respect you or your time. You are not the a-hole. Which means that it's
Facts.
joint again. It's 3-3. Going into the final post.
All
Who
to
is
play
gonna
for.
win? Although actually some of you might have scored differently and won't have as much jeopardy now. That's what you get for being wrong. Nah, I'm only joking. Let's go to it. All right, am I the a-hole for telling my wife that she was being difficult due to a seating issue at the restaurant? So on Sunday, my wife and I were out for a date night. My sister was babysitting our 2-year-old daughter, so we had the night free. I was busy with some friends in the afternoon, so I texted my wife to make reservations at the restaurant, and a few minutes later, she told me it was done. When we got there and were taken to our table, she said that during the phone call, she had asked for a table next to the windows, and that the lady who had taken down her reservation had said she had noted it down. However, the guy said that there wasn't anything written, and there wasn't any window-side table free, so if we could be seated at the current table for now, he'd see what he could do. That table was good too, and honestly, I wasn't fussed over the window, so we sat down. A few minutes later, she told me she saw someone be seated at a window-side table. I said it was fine, but as that same guy walked past, she told him she had seen someone be seated and we were supposed to be first. He said he would check it out. When he left, I want to be clear, I didn't say this in front of him. I said, it's our date night, let's not be difficult. Slightly hostile words, but okay. She didn't get angry or anything. She just said that she wasn't being difficult. We were first. A few minutes later, the guy came and took us to a window-side table, and we had a great night. Later that night, when we were in bed, I said it had been a great night, and she said, yeah, despite me being difficult, and seemed a bit put off by what I had said. I said I only meant that our night would be good regardless of where we were sat, so it wasn't a big deal. Right, but you didn't say an optimistic, oh, we're gonna have fun regardless of whether we're sat by a window or not.
You're being difficult.
You're being difficult. And I mean, she really wasn't. I personally would never do this. I would let it go.
I
there's
wouldn't
no
give
way
a
I'm
shit.
telling a
I'll be
waiter
honest.
we were supposed to be first. I do not have the social confidence for that. But
It's not even the social confidence. I like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Like, I just don't care.
her just being like, hey, someone just got seated at a window. I thought we were next. What's going on? If she says it in a respectable tone, fine. So turning around and being like, it's our date night, let's not be difficult, seems patronizing and almost making it out as if she's ruining the date by just asking for the window seat that she thought she had booked. Anyway, she said, how was she in the wrong? We were promised a particular type of table and she just kept them to their word, that I was blaming the person who was wronged, which she's right about. I said, okay, I didn't see the point in pushing it and apologized for my remark. Good job.
Pushing what?
We were planning on another date night this weekend and I just recalled her being mad at me for what I had said. So I was just wondering if I was the asshole that time. I mean, yeah. Why did you feel the need to say that like that? And I mean, I say saying it like that. We didn't hear the tone, but saying, let's not be difficult. It's our date night. Like, it's such weird energy. One of the comments.
I understand what he's saying. He's just said the wrong thing, right? I mean, again, if I was placed on a table where, if Meg had asked for a window table and we'd been placed on a table that was just in the middle, I don't care where we sit. We're going to eat the same food. It's going to be the same kind of stuff. It's a poor choice of words. I mean, I guess, again, out of the two, they are the arsehole, but I also don't think it was necessary to be brought up again. I don't know. I mean, if she's felt disrespected, I guess. But it's, yeah.
Saying, you're the a-hole, it's our date night, let's not be difficult, and our night would be good regardless of where we're
this
sat.
is very true.
Have two completely different meanings, exactly. The first is critical and sounds more like, hey, this is our night, and if you behave like this, it will ruin it for me. The latter is supportive and says, "It doesn't matter where we sit, I'm just happy I'm here with you."
Yeah.
As a long-time service industry worker, we do have to fix our mistakes. If she was told she would have a window seat, she should have one. Of course things happen and mistakes get made, but upon your arrival, the mistake was noted, and she was then given the idea that there was something that could be done. It's completely okay for her to follow up on that. It's not like she had some big meltdown. As a restaurant worker, I would have been completely okay with her behaviour and apologetic, as the restaurant was at fault. Be genuinely apologetic and book a surprise window seat for her this weekend. Wow, very well broken down, very well said. Another thing, the wife made the reservation. She found the restaurant, probably checked the cost on the menu, looked up pictures, saw the view, made the reservation.
Yeah, she's
and noted
wanted
the
it
request
to be
for the
special.
window.
She
spent some effort on this already.
I feel like if you make a date like that, you do kind of think of it as like you have a picture in your head of what you want that date to look like, right? And as soon as like that suddenly changes and goes to a different direction, I could understand that it's a bit frustrating, and you want, if there is something to be done, you want that to like be done. So I mean, the guy is the arsehole out of the two. But it's such like it again, if this is your concern, you're living a good life. Don't worry about it.
She may have even picked that more expensive restaurant for that view. It sucks when you do all of that and don't get.
This is way too much to be
a small amount
writing
of
a Reddit
assertiveness
post
to see
on.
if it can be corrected is not
You're
being
looking
difficult.
for
And it's annoying when your
drama at
partner
this point.
strolls into this situation and doesn't care and tells you not to be difficult. Yeah, exactly. Like, of course he's not going to care as much. He hasn't sunk anywhere near as much time or effort into getting the window seat.
That's
and he's
fair.
being very dismissive. I was expecting your wife to be difficult, but she wasn't. You're the a-hole. She was assertive. If you have daughters, please make sure they learn that skill from her and remind them that no person should take it away. Yeah, you're the
I
a-hole.
agree.
Just because it's something you didn't care about doesn't mean she's being difficult and advocating and following up on something she asked for. Yeah, I thought she was going to end up being kind of Karen-y given the title, but she wasn't at all. And when you say, "Oh, it only meant that our night would be good regardless of where we were sat," you should have apologized for being like, "That came out completely wrong." That's entirely
if you
my
apologise,
fault.
that's
So yeah, you're
it then.
rude,
Done and
condescending,
dusted.
belittling, and just didn't take any time to appreciate all the effort that she had gone to book you that restaurant and find you that window seat. So you are the a-hole, and to me at least, that means that the a-holes win 4-3 in this video.
God damn it.
Game over, he's saying. Well,
Or do
GDI.
they
Gosh
lose? 'Cause,
darn it.
I mean, that's us just going, "You're an arsehole." But yeah, wow, that's so rare. We rarely, if ever, have the a-holes winning in these, well, outscoring the not the a-holes. So I'm curious, did you get the same score as me? If
did.
not, let me know what you got in the comment section down below. Explain your reasoning. Let me know what you thought of the video and all the posts. If you want to catch the next episode of Am I the A-hole, don't forget to subscribe down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye. I would love to watch ones that are more kind of 50-50, because I feel like all of those were fairly like straightforward in terms of if they're the arsehole or not. So I'd love to see it as a different, like a 50-50 perspective, you know. It'd be really interesting to watch. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please do make sure you leave a like down below, subscribe for more. Go chill out with Arthur at 8 o'clock today as well. He'll be doing his stream. Go fundraise with him as well, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.